Dr. G. Viswanathan, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Malik, Dr. Sujata, distinguished faculty of VIT, and most importantly, all of you, students, participants at the Model United Nations Conference. A very, very good morning to all of you. It is a great honor for me to be in front of so many bright young students. When I was in college 35 years ago, I did not even know what the United Nations was. Today, there are hundreds of you assembled from various colleges, I'm told, to do a Model United Nations event to discuss global issues. The closest I have come to a United Nations is my predecessor as the chairman of the All India Professionals Congress and my very good friend, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, who was Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations and contested to become the Secretary General. The loss for United Nations was the gain for the country. And that's the closest I've come to a United Nations. If I have to be really honest, I'm actually more tense talking in front of all of you than I am when I address public rallies, political rallies with leaders like Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others with lakhs of voters. And why? Why am I more tense talking in front of you? I think that is because all of you, by the very fact that all of you are present here and are involved in Model United Nations, tells me first and foremost you're passionate. You're passionate about the country. You're also perhaps angry. Angry about issues, global issues, starting with climate change. Wars. Dr. Viswanathan mentioned about wars. About inequality, as Dr. Viswanathan mentioned. About unemployment. About economic growth being cornered by just a few, and most people, youth in India and globally, are increasingly staring at what we call, economists call, jobless growth. And all of you I know, as an electoral data analyst, I can tell you, I see this in surveys all the time. All of you are angry about the politics of our country. That is a fact, and I know that. You're angry about the way our politics is. And I have no qualms in accepting that all of you are angry. But I think the reason I'm actually a little nervous here is because all of you also have a dream. You have a dream for yourself. You have a dream for the country. You have a dream for the world, and you dream of a bright, hopeful future. About 60 years ago rather, in Washington, D.C., the capital of America, there was a leader called Martin Luther King, who gave a speech in 1963. And that speech was very famously called, "I Have a Dream." It is considered to be one of the greatest speeches by an American leader even today. And what was Martin Luther King's dream? Martin Luther King's dream was, he spoke of a dream for blacks in America. He said, "I have a dream when my poor little children will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by their character." That was Martin Luther King's dream 60 years ago. He said he has a dream where black people will be allowed to vote freely in America. He said he has a dream when black people and white people can marry each other. He ended his speech by asking whether his dreams will ever become a reality. Today, 60 years later, Martin Luther King's dreams may not have been fully realized, but they're certainly, America as a country has come a long way because blacks can vote freely, blacks and whites are marrying each other, but there is still racism in America. It is still a job that is unfinished. Now, 20 years after Martin Luther King's speech, exactly in the same place in Washington, D.C., in America, another young global leader gave a speech. And that speech said, I am young and I too have a dream. I am young and I too have a dream. That speech was by the then Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. That speech was in front of the then American President, Ronald Reagan, and this speech was given in the US Senate, which is the equivalent of India's Parliament. In June 1985, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi stood up in front of America and I said, I too have a dream for my country. I too have a dream for India. An India that is independent. An India that is a global power. An India that is self-reliant. An India that is an economic power. That is 1985. 40 years later, we have to ask, have those dreams been fulfilled? Have those dreams been realized? Thanks to the efforts of all the leaders since 1985, be it my own mentor, Dr. Manmohan Singh's economic liberalization program, or former Prime Minister, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee's Golden Quadrilateral National Highways Infrastructure Program, or even the current Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi's efforts and focus on foreign policy, India has made rapid progress. India today is a nation to be reckoned with in the global stage. India today has a standing in the world. India today is an economic power. Like Dr. Viswanathan mentioned, we are the fourth largest economy in the world. Like he mentioned, we are a very, very big defense producer. We are the world's biggest importer of defense equipment. We are certainly the world's largest democracy. For those of you that had a vote in Tamil Nadu, I hope you all went out and voted yesterday. So India has come a long way since Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's I Too Had a Dream speech in 1985. But are we finished? No. We still have a very, very long way to go. We have a very long way to go because the pace, the style, the method of development and progress is now under question. 40 years after Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's speech, the time has come again to question. Where will the third I Had a Dream speech come from? That has to come from all of you. All of you have a dream. It is time for you to stand up and fight to make your dreams come true. You dream for a better future for yourself. You dream for a better India. You dream for a better world. The way to help realize these dreams, I would submit humbly, is through politics and public service. The fact that all of you are even involved in Model United Nations tells me that there is a certain public spiritedness in all of you. Policies are very important, but the platform for policies is politics. Our politics needs fresh blood. Our politics needs fresh ideas. Most importantly, our politics needs immense passion. I'm going to be very honest. Political leaders of all parties today in India are unable to deliver what you need and help fulfill your dreams. And you are the future of this country. The country is yours. The nation needs you. It is time for you to take the nation in your hands and fight for your space in India's politics. As someone who, when I graduated from Wharton in America 25 years ago, if somebody had told me that I would be in Indian politics someday, I would have laughed my head off. But here I am, in front of you, as a politician, but I have no background, I have no family background in politics. I have no plans to be in politics. So as somewhat of a unique lateral entrant into Indian politics, I will urge each of you to think about politics as the medium to help fulfill your dreams. It's not people like me, I'm too old to help fulfill your dreams. The nation is yours. You have to take charge of your own future and the nation. And the way to do that is politics. People below the age of 30 are the majority in this country. I'm above 50. We don't matter. Only you matter. So when you get together and when you start to become a force, you will be an unstoppable force. Do not shun politics. You will absolutely make a mark, make an impact, and make a difference if you all get together, put your minds, put your passion to it. So that I want to end by saying that the country belongs to you now. Take it, own it, run it. Thank you.